Hello and welcome to an update of the Titans. So these are my African night crawlers, and I fed them on that side over there. And here is where a lot of the finished material is, with a little bit of bedding, of course. But I'm thinking that if I continue to feed in that section over there, it'll give these guys time to move their butts to that area, baby, so that I can harvest this material when it is completely worked over, which is still in a little bit, but they are looking really good and healthy. And because I'm seeing quite a few young worms, I know that they're still reproducing. They haven't reached capacity. Nice, big baby over here. So let's see how this area is looking. Plenty of bedding and plenty of nice chunky worms. Yep. Looks like they looks like they took care of the food and just the bedding is left. So we're going to give them a little bit more. We don't need to add the bedding. There's plenty of it in here. So let's feed them up. But these guys are looking awfully good. Got some, what is this, a napkin? Yeah, looks like a napkin. I'm trying to not make this too wet because I want some of the material to start airing out just a bit. I may, as time gets closer to harvesting, just remove the lid, and that way the material can start airing out, drying out in preparation for harvest. But right now there's still some pieces of bedding left over that could use some tender loving care from the worms. So we're going to keep the lid on and let it go for just a little bit longer. Let them do their thing. But I'm thinking pretty soon I'm going to start doing the horizontal migration, and I think I'll just continue to feed in that area and let these guys move over. So let's go over and see how the European night crawlers are doing. Okay, so if you recall, I moved the European night crawlers into this vermibag tote that I set up, and the simple reason being that these guys are escape artists. So by having this system close itself off completely, I don't have to worry about agitating them too much. They can crawl around and still I don't have to worry about them escaping. I am learning about how to maintain the proper moisture in here, since I do keep the lid off. And this system breathes very well and lets a lot of air in. And since my area is a dry climate, I am figuring out how best to keep this system in tip-top shape. It's a learning curve, but I did add a little bit of water to the bedding, and I check on it periodically. Oh, here you are, guys. Check on it periodically to make sure that the moisture is to my liking. These guys are, look at this. What a handsome fella you are. I did see a very impressive cocoon not too long ago. It was huge. Let's see. Yeah. Agitated and start crawling right away. But as I learn more about the system and figure out the best way for me to work it, I'm sure I'll get the hang of it. It's really not complicated. Just turning things over. I think this is where we fed. Yeah. So again, a lot of bedding and not too much kitchen waste. So we can pick a corner, do it here, and feed them up. The food that I give them is very, very high in water content, so that alone also helps in adding much needed moisture to this system. And right now, I'm also keeping it covered with bubble wrap, a little piece of bubble wrap, just until I learn how much moisture to add and, you know, what is enough, what is too much, what is not enough. But so far, this is acting just like my 10-gallon tote. I think that's why it's called a tote. And it's perfect. The size for me is perfect. I love these smaller systems. And I think they're happy here too. So far, I didn't have any problems with them trying to crawl out. You can see that they got agitated, but they all went down fairly quickly. So they're happy to be in there. So that's our update for the Titans. And we'll see how they do next week. Thanks for joining me.